From Fox 55 Sports, this is The Locker Room.
Hey, welcome back inside the locker room, boys and girls. Again, Peter Hood, Justin Prince. Week number 2, a lot of fun, really hectic.
Yeah.
Thankfully, no rain.
Didn't get rained on. That's the biggest victory of the night.
Yes, we are, I shouldn't say unfortunately, we are fortunately not done talking football, high school football quite yet, as we welcome in our favorite high school football prep insider, Justin Kenny, from Outside the Huddle and Optimum Performance Sports.
What's up, fellas? In the studio.
In the studio. We love it
tonight.
Yes.
Well, last week we couldn't pull you out from your lovely home in Huntington, and tonight you were in town. So
Tonight I was in town. I was able to swing through.
Yeah, and obviously you were in town for Bishop Dwenger versus Northside. It was our game of the week. It was your game of the week. It was everybody's game of the week, and it was tight, Justin, all the way down till about the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. What did you see from both teams tonight, and what ultimately allowed Dwenger to pull that win off in your mind?
Well, when it comes down to this game, you look at what Bishop Dwenger was able to do in all three facets, and when you break down what Bishop Dwenger does better than a lot of teams are the really little things, the coffin corner punts that pin a team inside the 5, really the punt return game, being able to gain field position in that way, 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s that they were able to convert. It was a bunch of little things that added up over the course of 4 quarters, and eventually Bishop Dwenger was able to make the plays, and Northside wasn't. Northside hung very well, came down and tied the game 14-14 early in the 3rd, but Bishop Dwenger drove right back down, took the lead, and eventually got the win. As impressed as I was with Bishop Dwenger, I think you have to give a lot of credit for Northside. People questioned whether they could come in this game and compete with arguably the most complete team in the SAC, and they did it. And as we go forward, I think you look at the Legends as a threat every week in the SAC. Oh, and these two teams are in the same section, so maybe they'll have a rematch.
Yep.
Yeah, Coach Garrett mentioned that the other day, actually, to us in our Game of the Week preview, that this was a game they had to win. Obviously, you saw a good bounce-back win from Homestead tonight. Northrop, they moved to 2-0 on the season. Carroll Snyder, though, that one kind of caught my eye. Doug Dinan and company have a well-oiled machine rolling, putting up 40-plus points for the 2nd straight week. Snyder, they look like they're struggling a little bit.
Jeff Becker, he only completes 13 passes and throws for 364 yards. How does that happen? It's crazy.
I mean, I've seen worse nights. I've seen worse stat lines.
Well, it was good for Carroll, but it was bad for Snyder, who's giving up about 370 yards or passing per game through the first 2 weeks. The last time the Snyder Panthers lost 2 straight games by 30 or more points, guys, never.
What?
Never lost.
Never happened?
Wow.
Back-to-back games by 30 plus.
They've been playing football for a while there, too.
They've been playing football since 1965, and it's never happened until this year.
Wow.
My dad was 5 years old when that and he's like 60 now.
Oh, I was just saying, I was 2 years old the last time they started a season 0-2, so that tells you how tough things are for Coach Tittman right now.
So let me ask you, Justin, obviously Snyder is struggling right now. We know Bishop Luers, probably isn't the best barometer for Carroll, but Carroll, eye test-wise for me, with Becker and all the weapons that they have, they look like a team that could contend for an SAC championship. Agree or disagree there?
No, at this point, totally agree. I think we'll find out a lot next week because that gauntlet of the schedule for Northside continues. They start off with Snyder, then they go to Dwenger. Now they go to Carroll next week. I want to watch the matchup between Deuce Taylor and his receivers against that secondary of the Carroll Chargers. I think that could be telling because despite Northside losing tonight, Deuce Taylor was really able to spread the ball around to Jordan Turner. Bronte Johnson as well, the freshman, made a big play we saw earlier. So I think that's what that game next week could come down to.